This bow right here, 1926. This bow was my dad's bow. He went to Phoenix when he was 6 years old, and at the railroad station in Phoenix, his grandfather was selling them. What I've been able to do is duplicate the shape of it and use this as my model. My name is Royce Manuel. I am Auk-Mierl Aw-Thum from Salt River Indian community. My dad was born in 1920, and he was given a bow the first time he met his grandfather. He was 6 years old, 1926, and this is the bow that was given to him. His grandpa was selling them at the railroad station in Phoenix. So when his mom took him over to visit this was his gift. This is the basically the impetus for all the projects that I've done with the bow and arrow. But they used the hardwood, which is mesquite. Using the old bow as a model, I created a program to allow fathers to talk and to mentor their sons so that we can keep this information passed down to generation to generation. One thing I was lucky with is that I did see Ira Hayes' bow. In 1964, his dad had either given up or sold to a collector, and it ended up in the NMAI. But she had more power than those. That's where that's at. But this is a good find for me, the Ira Hayes' bow, knowing that he was connected in that way a long time ago.
I haven't done anything like this, and I think it'd be great to know what my ancestors have went through, and it'd be pretty cool to do something like this.
Yeah, I'm native, I'm from here, but I don't know anything about my tradition. I think once I had children and they would start asking me about my parents, where I came from and stuff like that, it kind of struck a chord because I had nothing to really pass down to them.
So that was really my goal, to be able to give fathers an opportunity to teach something that what people consider traditional to their families. Because we can shave this one down a little bit, so compensate a little bit more. Well, if nothing else, I'll come to about here. This was a daily, in the past, it was a daily event. You spent time with your, first off, with people, your peers. You play those games, you play those war games, you play these games that you'll use as you mature. As you get older, then when you come of age, then you spend more time with your uncles and grandparents for them to teach you a lot of different skills. And as time goes on, you spend a lot more time with your fathers to help develop and perfect those skills. That was the concept that I used for this program, that we have to go in steps. I'll show you how I check it too. So there's two different things of it. There's a belly side and there's a back side. The belly side we can take off a lot, even down to the center of the wood.
We're kind of joking about how we just cut down a branch from a tree at the river, and now we're just carving it out, and it's now a bow.
He owned that whole experience for the first time, and then after we got home, he still did it. And so I think that right there just showed that, he may in his mind thought, I really don't want to do this, but once he got the experience of it and the exposure of everybody and everybody doing it together, and it just, when he left, he took that impression with him. It's like a lost art form, almost like language, whether it be the Pima language or the Navajo language. It's just not being taught from generation to generation anymore. And so over time, it's losing the makeup of who you are.
Now, you know, the thickness of the string depends on what your bow looks like. So what I'm going to do now is add, and all I'm going to do is put it right down the middle, and I'm going to leave one.
I feel like we're going through this together because we really haven't done any of this. Like, I don't think he's done this, so it's kind of a learning experience for both of us. And yeah, I think I'll pass it down. I think, like, if he had a chance, he'd pass it down to me.
He'll have this whole experience for the rest of his life to look back on and go tell his friends about, which he's already done.
I kept telling them I was going out to the desert to make a bow. And they're like, oh, so you're going Native American Boy Scouts. I was like, okay.
Learning traditions like what Royce is teaching us. You know, this is something that 200-300 years ago, you know, as soon as you turn 13 is when you were making your first bow. My aspect, when I turned 13, I spent time in juvenile detention.
And if I were just to take somebody, a father and son, just take a step backwards to that point in time where they spend more time talking and developing relationship through developing skills. Maybe we won't have the issues that we have in family stress as it is now.
If there's actually a class to teach, you know, to teach the kids, you know, and to teach us, you know, as adults who haven't known any of this, a tradition.
Single mothers want direction from adult males for their sons. There is that possibility to create a mentorship out of the students that I had.
As I get older, I want to help the community, what Royce is doing right now too, like making bows and showing the next generation how to make it and then keep that tradition going on.
Hey.